When it comes to flying, most travelers think about tickets, luggage, and maybe snacks for the flight. But what you wear to the airport can have just as much impact on your trip as anything else. Believe it or not, certain clothing choices can cause delays, draw unwanted attention, or even get you flagged by airport security. And while no one expects you to dress like a fashion model when you fly, there are things you should absolutely avoid wearing if you want to get through security quickly and without issues. Today, we're going to break down exactly what those red flag items are, why they matter, and what you should wear instead if you want to make travel smooth and stress-free. Let's start with the basics: shoes. At first glance, shoes seem harmless, but the wrong choice can slow you down dramatically. Heavy boots, shoes with metal eyelets, and thick-soled footwear almost always trigger extra screening. That means you're standing in line longer while security checks your shoes separately. High lace-up boots may look stylish, but they're also a nightmare to take on and off when you're rushing through a busy checkpoint. And sandals or flip-flops, while easy to slip off, leave your feet exposed to dirty airport floors, which is something most people regret instantly. The best option? Lightweight sneakers or slip-on shoes with no metal parts. They're fast, comfortable, and won't hold you back in security lines. Next, let's talk about belts. A belt buckle might seem small, but metal buckles consistently set off alarms and scanners. That one accessory can force you into secondary screening. And if you're running late, that extra inspection is the last thing you need. Many frequent travelers now switch to fabric belts with plastic buckles, or they skip belts entirely when flying. It's a simple swap that saves you time and spares you hassle. Now let's move up to clothing layers. Wearing too many bulky layers makes security officers suspicious, even if you're just trying to stay warm. Multiple coats or oversized hoodies can look like you're trying to hide something underneath. And if your layers are too baggy, you may get pulled aside for a pat-down. Instead, choose a single, warm but lightweight jacket that you can easily take off and put back on. Security officers want to see clear outlines of your body shape, not because they care about fashion, but because it makes screening easier and faster. Hats and head coverings can also slow you down. Now, religious headwear is always respected, but baseball caps, beanies, and fashion hats often have to be removed during screening. And sometimes hats are searched separately if scanners can't get a clear image. The same goes for big, oversized scarves. They may look stylish, but they're also considered concealment risks. If you want to wear them for comfort, pack them in your carry-on and put them back on once you're past security. Jewelry is another red flag. Metal bracelets, large rings, and heavy necklaces not only risk setting off alarms, but they can also cause you to lose time fumbling to remove them in line. Rings with big stones sometimes require additional checks, and watches with chunky metal bands almost always get flagged. Frequent flyers will tell you, keep jewelry minimal when flying. A simple watch or a wedding band is usually fine, but save the rest for after the checkpoint. Let's not forget about clothing with metal accents. Jeans with lots of rivets, jackets with metal zippers, or tops with decorative studs are stylish, but can slow you down. Security scanners can't always distinguish decorative metal from potential threats. That means you might be asked to step aside for a manual check. If you love wearing denim, stick to simple jeans without flashy hardware, and avoid clothing that's loaded with zippers or buckles. Another major red flag is clothing with controversial slogans or imagery. Security officers are trained to be alert for anything that might cause tension in a crowded space. Shirts with offensive or provocative language, or even clothing that makes political statements, can get you unwanted attention. Sometimes it's not even security that stops you. It's airline staff or fellow passengers who feel uncomfortable. When you're traveling, you want to blend in, not stand out. A neutral shirt or hoodie is always a safer bet. Oversized or sagging clothing is another item that often gets flagged. Extra baggy pants or hoodies might seem like a fashion choice, but in an airport, they're a red flag because they can conceal items more easily. Security officers may ask you to step aside for an inspection if your clothing doesn't clearly show your body shape. If comfort is your priority, go for soft, fitted joggers or stretch pants. You'll be comfortable without looking suspicious. Shoes, belts, layers, hats, jewelry, metal accents, and slogans. These are some of the most common issues, but let's go even deeper into the little things that people forget about. For example, certain fabrics can cause problems. Thick leather jackets, for instance, not only look bulky, but often have hidden zippers or metal snaps that scanners don't like. Security agents may ask you to remove it completely, which just adds another delay. Similarly, clothing with built-in hidden pockets is convenient for travel, but in security, it's a red flag. They'll often pat down or search those areas, which means more time lost for you. Let's also talk about accessories. Sunglasses inside an airport might make you feel cool, but they're often considered suspicious because they hide your eyes. You'll usually be asked to remove them at security checkpoints anyway. Large fashion bags or oversized backpacks can also slow you down. Security staff may want to dig through them if they look too full or cluttered. A compact, well-organized backpack or small roller bag is far less likely to trigger extra searches. Another thing people don't realize: strong scents. Believe it or not, wearing overwhelming amounts of cologne or perfume can get you noticed in the wrong way. While not technically a security violation, strong odors can cause discomfort to passengers and even raise questions from staff. Keeping it light and neutral is always better. Then there are shoes and clothing that make you look out of place. For example, wearing tactical gear or camouflage clothing may not violate any rules, but it almost always attracts attention from security. It sends the message that you might be carrying gear or trying to project authority. Similarly, wearing ski masks, face coverings not related to health, or unusual costumes will absolutely get you flagged. Again, the goal is to blend in and look like a normal traveler. So, what should you wear instead? Comfortable, simple, and neutral clothing. Stick to breathable fabrics that don't set off alarms. Choose shoes that are easy to slip on and off. Keep jewelry minimal. Wear one jacket or hoodie that's easy to remove. And make sure your outfit has nothing that would raise eyebrows. Traveling is stressful enough without inviting extra attention. Now, let's take this one step further. Think about security from the perspective of the officers. They see thousands of travelers every day. When someone comes through wearing bulky jackets, metal-covered clothing, oversized hats, or overly flashy jewelry, that person stands out immediately. The officers don't know your intentions. All they know is that something looks unusual or could hide something dangerous. That's why these clothing choices are red flags. Not because they're illegal, but because they make screening harder. And here's another insider tip. Even if your clothing doesn't set off alarms, your behavior does. Acting nervous, fidgeting, or refusing to remove items when asked only raises suspicion. Combine nervous behavior with clothing that looks suspicious, and you almost guarantee yourself extra screening. The easiest way to avoid it? Dress simply, act confidently, and cooperate fully. There's also the question of cultural context. In some parts of the world, wearing certain items may not be a big deal, but in US airports, or anywhere with tight security, those same items stand out. For example, wearing heavy tactical boots might be normal in some jobs, but in an airport, it's unusual. So while these red flags might not apply everywhere, they're especially important in airports with strict screening procedures. Travel experts often say, dress like you're going through airport security, not like you're hiding from it. That's the mindset you need. You don't need to dress fancy, but you do need to dress smart. Every minute you save at security is more time you have to relax, eat, or catch your flight stress-free. So next time you're packing for a trip, think twice about your outfit. Avoid shoes that take forever to remove. Skip belts with big buckles. Leave the flashy jewelry at home. Don't wear baggy or layered clothing that hides your body shape. And avoid shirts with slogans or designs that could make people uncomfortable. Instead, choose something comfortable, simple, and easy to remove if needed. Remember, airports are high-security environments. Everyone is being watched, and everyone is being scanned. Your goal is to make the process as smooth as possible. Don't give security a reason to pull you aside. Don't give yourself a reason to stress over delays. The clothes you choose can mean the difference between breezing through a checkpoint and being stuck in line while others pass you by. At the end of the day, the best travel outfit is one that's neutral, comfortable, and practical. You don't need to impress anyone at security. You just need to get through it quickly. So don't wear the wrong thing, don't draw the wrong kind of attention, and don't give security a reason to stop you. Dress smart, travel smart, and you'll find that the airport becomes a whole lot easier. Because in the end, it's not just about where you're going. It's about how smoothly you can get there. And what you wear to the airport could be the secret to making that happen.